So employee, we need new ideas to the new video.
Well, let's try making a tier list, maybe.
I think I'm gonna throw you out of the window.
It's all about Arena.
Hey, Christian in the house. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Here today we're gonna talk about some tier lists, and is one very useful tier list. I'm gonna rank every single legendary champion and mythical champion in the game right now according to their utility on live arena. So I made a tier list here and I'm gonna discuss it all, starting from the bottom. But first, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. If you like this kind of content or this content in special, please consider hitting the like button. It helps us grow the channel. We have a goal to achieve at least 1,000 subscribers to be part of Plarium official content creator program. We already got, I think, 250, 270, something like that. We're growing each day, so help us grow. If you can share this channel with your friends that enjoy raid and most of all arena, share this with them and help us grow the channel, please. So here is the ultimate best tier list of live arena in raid. I ranked every single champion and I'm gonna share this with you with comments from the most important champions, for the most important champions. So first of all, I put a rank, the lowest rank, it's the Vault Lords and the Empowerment Material. These are champions that are not used on the most usual comps from PvE, PvP and other contents of the game. They are secondary picks that you use if you don't have the most important champions, or champions that you only use if it's the only champion you got. So there are a lot of champions here. Some people use this kind of champions in some contents, but most of them are situational champions that you use just to advance for the next level of the city. And some of them are very fancy picks, like Aphidus itself, a mythical champion that it's not a good champion at all for live arena. So this tier list is based on live arena, so we're gonna rank champions based on that. You can see each champion who we put here. I'm not gonna discuss and comment about them because they're not the focus here. I'm gonna start with the next session, PvE champions. So this is a live arena video, so I'm gonna make fast comments about them just to justify why they're not higher in the list and why they are here. So let's start for the bottom. Krilla is a light attack champion that used most on Fire Knight comps. That's it for her. Not high damage, not all the champions here, most of them do not have high damage, or if they have a big damage, and they are mostly with PvE builds, so you don't use them on live arena. Dragstar, HP burn champion, interesting champion for early game. It's not right now, it's a free champion. You get them from the shop of Tag Team Arena, so you can use them on Cintranos, on Doom Tower, some Spider comps and things like that. Even Fire Knight, because it has a triple hit on A1. Oella is basically a healer that is used on Ice Golem comps. Zinogre is a A1 for hits that's used on Fire Knight comps. Blizzard is a champion used most on Cintranos to solo the boss and to do the Sun Devil solo. Gnishrak, usually he's used to bomb the Boomal and solo some kind of dungeons like dragons or Ice Golem in lower levels, not the hard 10. Brogni is a clan boss champion and can help you in some dungeons and even faction wars. Jintoro is a clan boss damage dealer. Kavalax is a hegemon of poisons. He puts poisons before any turn is taken, so he's good to speedrun some dungeons like Dragon and things like that. Sibel helps you in Sun Devil. He's in some Sun Devil comps, and Cintranos and other things. She even can help you on combos with her Revive on Death. Tuhanarak is a vital champion for bomb spread teams on Classic Arena, and she's one of the best champions for Hydra. But we're talking about Live Arena, so she is only a PvE champion. Herndig is a good champion for Doom Tower. Here we have Huel, who is good at Fire Knight comps, normal Fire Knight comps. We have Samar that can solo the Boomal, PvE champion. We have our boy Yorkol, that's good on Fire Knight comps, not speed teams, but Fire Knight comps hard. Vizix, a beginner's champion that help a lot on Hydra, and usually most of the content's on PvE. She's not good for PvP. Urost, this champion only works for soloing the Scarab on Doom Tower. Corvus is a champion that helps a lot on poisoning strategies on the PvE. Another beginner champion that helps a lot to revive and control waves in the PvE in the beginning of the game, that's Eye of the Dragons. Ultimate Galek, HP burn champion that does good damage, does amazing damage on Hydra and things like Ice Golem, hard, so it's a PvE champion. Fushan is a clan boss champion right now. Cintranos control the waves and things like that. Doom Tower helps to control the waves. Gerptuk Hydra team is one of the best champions right now. Lennox could help you with some teams. Back in Corpulent Cadaver era, she was the queen of the team, but right now she just helps some comps. Fire Knights not as good as the champions that are above her on that list, because she does not carry all the champions on her ally attack, but she usually is used to help the team. Contra is a beginner help too. She was a past fusion. She's helpful on Hydra and puts a lot of the buffs that helps you carry some waves when you're a beginner. Natural controls a lot of the waves. He's a CC, a AoE CC champion that controls a lot of waves, faction wars, things like that. Helps you a lot of Doom Tower, things like that. Elena Ryu is a Poison Explosion champ, used only for PvE. Hoshcard for comps like Twins, Twin Brothers and Clan Boss, block damage comps. Xavier, same as Elena Ryu, just explodes the poisons for speedruns, exploding comps. Both Ignatius and Drang, both of them are unresistible HP burn champion, so they help a lot on Spider 10 comps, because you can use the unresistible HP burn. It makes it a lot more trustful comps. Setmus, it was the king of PvE before the hard dungeon comes out. Now he's only a source of damage for not hard dungeons, and help you in some Doom Tower boss and things like that. Nekmota helps you a lot to control the waves. He is very good on Hydra teams, PvE champion. Bellanor and Dracomorph and Venus do the same function in most of the teams. Decrease defense and weaken for the waves or the boss, and helps a lot on PvE, but they are only PvE champions right now. Furol is a Hydra champion, puts a lot of buffs, and he upgrades the damage of your team because of his passive. Tomb Lord is a Fire Knight champion or a solo dungeon champion. He can solo Dragon, he can solo Ice Golem, he can solo a lot of dungeons, even the hard mode of some, and he can help on Fire Knight hard 10 teams. Krisk is a beast on the Hydra and can help you on the Doom Tower and things like that. The same for Nergiganto, the archer here from the Hatalos partnership. She does a lot of damage on the Hydra. She's like the new Krisk on Hydra. Pydrag, it was the free it was the result of event lately, and he has ally attack that carry out champions, can help on Fire Dragon compositions. Genzin is only for Fire Dragon compositions. Faction Wars, he deals a lot of damage and has a triple hit on the A1. Lona Trio and Longbeard are both ally attack champions for Fire Knight compositions. Hiho is used mostly on Shogun and Sun Devil for fast runs, speed runs on Shogun and on Sun Devil. She puts a lot of the buffs all at the same time. She's very good for that. Itus is the campaign farmer, one of the best, and he does fairly good amount of damage, but he's not worth to live arena. That's why he's a PvE champion. Nishinak, a beast for Hydra. Hatalos, a beast for Hydra and for the Centrano boss. Sulfurion is a beast for Hydra too, and is very good for some comps of Ice Golem and Spider Hard 10 because he can explode the HP burn he puts. Krohan, the same, he can solo Sun Devil, he can solo Ice Golem, and he is very good to HP burn comps. Lydia puts decreased defense and weaken on the Hydra, is one of the best champions for Hydra. He's on the World Hacko team. Emic, do I need to say anything about him? 271 speed and do almost of the PvE content just using him. Go see Bronco's channel and feel free to get a lot of compositions used at 271 speed. Emic. Ninja, do I need to say anything about him too? He's a beast in almost every dungeon that he can go. He is a clan boss champion, he's a Sun Devil champion. He can do a lot of PvE content. Cisia puts HP burn and explodes XP burn, and same as Artak. They are used on some comps, usually on Spider 10 comps. Marius, nobody has it yet, but he's gonna do a triple hit HP, max HP based hit like Ginut, so he's gonna be useful on PvE. Theodore, the king of soloing PvE content, he can solo a lot of dungeons. Ghostborn, unresistible, decreased defense, so he is a beast to clear the waves in speedruns for most of the dungeons that you see here. Acrisia, the queen of PvE, she can do a lot of damage on the boss because all her hits are based on max HP, and she's a beast on Hydra too. And the king, Gnut, you use it on almost every fucking team on PvE that you can. If you can use it, you use it because you will make the run faster. You use it on Spider 10, on Fire Knight 10, on Hydra, on every fucking thing, clan boss, everything. He's the most useful champion from PvE, no doubt. And now we start the real live arena champions list. First of all, the C tier. Here in this tier, there are champions that if it's all you got something that can deal or damage or support or crowd control that's useful. So, starting here, top of the list, Cupidus. This used to be the most powerful champion in the game when he got the buff. When he got his buffed, when he got buffed, he was the most powerful champion of the game. Everybody that got him had an extremely advantage, but he's an old school champion right now. So if you got it and he's your best nuker on the account, if not have any best nuker here in the tier list, you can use it as your main nuker. Trunda used to be the queen of Arena for 2 years. She was the most important champion in the game for Classic Arena and things like that. But right now in the meta, she can only do damage. She has nothing else but that, so she felt a lot in the categories we have here. And she's still the queen for Hydra. She has the crown for Hydra damage, but not on Live Arena. She's not that good on Live Arena. If she is the only damage dealer you got based on attack, invest on her. If not, try to find a better champion. Mizeni, right after the buff she just got, now she can deal a lot of damage. It's very hard to survive her A3, but she is only single target champion and she's a little bit squishy. So if you have her and not other champion here that is good based on attack nuker, use her. And now we got a mythical champion from the Bannerlord factions, Androck. He can't do a lot of damage, but he can be annoying as a CC champion because of the Amphibo that he puts. So he's not the best champion, but he's useful for Live Arena. You can put Amphibo and win the fight because the opponent cannot do critical damage and cannot put the effect of their skills because of Amphibo. So he's useful, not the best crowd control, but some useful, and he's a mythical champion. So he has a lot of status. Here we have another nuker, Supreme Elhain. She can deal damage, but she can only do that. Her A3 and A2 deals fair amount of damage. Her A1 is not that bad too. So and she's a void champion. So if she's the only nuker you got, you can invest on her. But if there is nukers here that you got that is above on this list, prioritize the nukers that are above on this list. We got Shazar here, C-tier champion. If it's all you got, use it. He's not that good for dealing raw damage, but he put 2 bombs, and his bombs can do the job if it's all you got. I used him a lot on tag team, but I cannot use him a lot on Live Arena because he needs a lot of status and hard to deal, and he's very susceptible to polymorph. And there is one more thing, he needs a lot of status. He needs attack, he needs critical hit 100%, he needs speed, and he needs accuracy. So it's very hard to build him. Good luck, but if it's all you got, try to use it. Arix deals fairly good amount of damage with her damage dealing skills. She's based on HP. It's a login champion. So if she's the only HP nuker you got, you can invest some resources on her. She will do a little bit of job, not the best, but she can deal good amount of damages. Yannica is a free champion right now because you can get her from the Clan Quest story. She's good to deal damage on shield champions that got shield on them, but she doesn't do that much damage. She has a lot of AoE and things like that, but he depends on critical on the first hit. So in the reaction meta, she's not that good. She's not that trustful. You will not be capable of wiping out entire teams with her. So if she's everything you got, you can invest on her. Otherwise, think about another champion. The same thing goes for Shemath. He can deal good amount of damage, but not the best. Now we got 2 speed boosters here, Lady Kimi and Lissandra. They are good speed boosters, but far from the best ones. Kimi is very susceptible to polymorph, and she puts increased accuracy and Lysandra puts speed up. So they only do that. Is their only function. That's why they are C tier. They are not higher tier on this list, because there are champions that do that and more. Gurgo. Gurgo is a crowd control champion that can put freezes and remove 2 debuffs of the other team. He's very susceptible to polymorph, but he can do his job. He's a very good combo to use with Charizard and Lady Kimi. Charizard, Lady Kimi and Gurgo can destroy a lot of teams on Tag Team and Classic Arena, the ones that you can see what you're facing, and they are very good combo. I use them a lot on Tag, but not on Live Arena. So they are C tier for their function. As Arix, Cernic is a good HP nuker, but not the best. He only have 2 skills that deal damage, and they are not that high damage. But if the only HP nuker you can invest on him. Valkyrie, Iron Brago, Martin, Brazin, and Goffred are defense-based champions that can deal sort of damage, defense-based nukers. So if you doesn't got any other defense-based nukers, they can do the job. They can nuke and do something else, like putting shields, defense up, counterattack, taking turn meter, or having a good passive, putting stun, and things like that. So it's useful champions, but not the best defense nukers. Haggling has a 2 turn cooldown, full turn meter, revive, but she's a very squish champion. So if you want a revive, you don't want her to be squished. That's the problem of Haggling. And her revive, it's only 1 champion. It's a single target revive. So that's why C is a C tier revive. Here we have a meme from the community that is Foley. Foley does not hit that well. He can do the job, but you have to have a lot more status than your opponent, so he can kill the champion. He has a block revive AoE skill, and it's single target AoE, but only on 1 target you have a double hit. So it can be useful, but it's not that good. That's why he's so low on the C tier list. The same for Aliu. He has an interesting kit, but not good multipliers, but he still can do some damage, and he's a void champion. And he has a very interesting A1 mechanic, so you can abuse of it sometimes, but if you only invest on him if it's the only damage dealer you got based on attack. Now let's go for the B tier. These champions are good, but they're not the best. First of all, a reviver that is Elva. She's one hell of a reviver, but compared to the other ones we're gonna see on this list, she does not do as many things as the others does. So that's why she's B tier, not higher. But she's very useful. Do not from this point and up, all the champions are very powerful and they can win battles by themselves. Elva is a good reviver, and she is a good cleanser too. She has a good passive, putting Veil and continues you on the champions, can help a lot. Fatalis. This was a meme champion for the community for a while, because it was expected from his kit that he deals a lot of damage. He would counter the meta champions, but he was kind of disappointing in that way. But his steals can be very useful because of his passive. So if you use him in the right way, put him on divine, some divine speed, divine HP, divine critical hit sets, and a savage or a lethal or something like this, sets that ignore defense, he can still do damage and survive. So he is HP based nuker that has very good survivability. So you can win battles because of him if you use him correctly. Hefrak is a pretty good surprise nuker. He was, for a bit of time, the highest damage on the game. Right now he's not that good, but he can really nuke a team. You have to invest on him, the best gear you got for him to nuke well, but he's not that great because he only double hits when he crosses the mark of half of HP taken on the first hit. So that's make him not that consistent. That's why he's B-tier nuker, but he can do damage. The same of Leorius. Leorius is a personal choice to be B-tier because I don't like him. I never get good results with him on my account or neither on Doc Maroy's account. With any kind of gear I put on here, best gear on the account, a strange gear, alternative gear, nothing worked for me on him, but he can be good. He can win battles, but to deal real good damage he needs to be on the lowest HP he can. So that's a condition that does not work in every single battle. So you can lose some battles because you do not reach that condition in the right time. So that's why he's B-tier, not higher. Mitrala and Abramantu are two champions that can be very useful. Mitrala can be a steals, a very good pick on Live Arena. I think she's one of the champions that has the highest amount of builds that you can use on her. From crowd control, from tanky, from cleans, everything. She works very good for that. And she can work in double function, like she can be the defense up, attack up champion, and she can be the cleanser. Ramantu is a very, very specific pick because he can be a nuker if you want. Not the best nuker, but he can deal damage. And he can be a dispeller with block passive skills, one of the few in the game. And he can be very susceptible to polymorph. Still, if you see that the team that you're facing does not have many polymorph, you can pick her as last pick and destroy the team. Kutraxa. Kutraxa is a champion that not many people do attribute a lot of value, but she's very good champion because when you're facing some teams that lock your skills and you don't have how to counter that, she's the perfect champion for that. She's a void champion that deals most of her damage based on her A1. He has a 4 hits A1 that ignores 15%, 55% of the defense. So she is very good nuker based on A1. But she's very squishy. She needs some support and she's a single target champion. So that's why she's B-tier. Stautus is a pretty good defense nuker because he can deal some damage and he has AoE good amount of damage skills 2. So most of nukers only got 1 AoE. He got 2 and he can self buff, increase defense. That's what makes him B-tier in front of the other champions that you see defense based nukers from C-tier. Quintus, he's the champion you get from Live Arena, climb Live Arena after reaching gold, and he can deal fairly good amount of damage. His second skill can kill champions that survive because of passive like Taras or Harima in a single blow, and his A1 can deal a lot of damage. He can be used on Hydra and things like that and deal a lot of damage too. Kanda form. After he got buffed, he steals a very good nuker. He can deal a lot of damage. He has some survivability with his veil, mechanics and diminishes damage, and he has an extremely powerful A1, one of the most powerful of the game. The problem with him is not him himself, it's Harima. Harima is the perfect counter for him, and she's one of the most strong, is one of the most used champions on Live Arena. So that's why I brought him to B-tier, not because of him himself, but because of the counter that is one of the most used champions right now. Pythion is a good reviver, but not the best. He can cleanses and heals and revives multiple champions, same as Haka. So they are above The other revivals you saw on the C tier, but not as good as the ones you're gonna see in the higher tiers of this list. He can cleanses and put block boost, Hack can put attack up and cleans. Both have revive. Turvold, he can deal insane amount of damage, but he's very squishy and a single target champion. That's why he's B tier. But he can be your main nuker if he's the best you got. Mountain King, that's a surprise for many players, but I really like this champion. He is HP based, he has the highest HP based on the game, and he can do damage based on the HP and attack. So he can be your main nuker, but he's a single target champion, so you have to be careful about UDK and things like that, because they can destroy Mountain King. That are Grazur and Soulless. They can do fairly good amount of damage, AoE, defense based nukers. Grazur skills are AoE, he's very good on Hydra too. And Soulless can put shield and block and take away some buffs of the opponent. So they are better than the ones you saw before, but not as good as Stautus. I prefer Stautus over them. That's why Stautus are higher on this list. But they are good defense-based nukers. And last, we got Arrow. Arrow is a champion that after got buffed, his damage is almost equal to Trunda's damage. He can ignore a portion of the defense on his A3 or A2, I don't remember each one of them, but he can ignore a portion of defense, and he does not need to be fully crit cap. He only needs 70%, so you can put a lot of status and he can really do damage. If it's the best thing you have, he's a good champion for live arena. The only problem, he's red affinity and you're gonna face a lot of Duchess, so it's hard to kill Duchess. Moving up, we got the A tier list of champions, the situational picks. We're gonna start from the bottom, Moore to Macab. This champion was a beast on Classic Arena 2 years ago. Right now, he's only a situational pick. He can win the battle in a situational pick. If you see a lot of AoEs, champions that do not, if you kill one champion, you win the fight, like the nuker or something like that, you can invest on Motumaka, put him on 2 turns Stone Skin and wait for them to proc the secret skill, aim for the nuker and win the battle. We have Astrolith here. She can destroy any champion that are in Stone Skin with her bombs. So if you can pick her in a team that you can maybe spread the bombs, or you have 3 nukers in your team, she can be one of these 3 nukers and you can use her to destroy the defense of the opponents with her bombs. She's a very useful champion. We have some controversial here. Ronas. Ronas has a fairly good damage on his A3. He ignores 50% of the defense. It's a triple hit that ignores shields and like protection and things like that. So it does fairly good amount of damage, and it's been a so high number of hits, he can kill some champions like Rotos and things like that. He can kill champions over Necrot's protection, so he's very useful. There's a player on the top 250 of Live Arena that he uses him as main nuker. He has a Runners as his main nuker, and he is top 50 players on Live Arena, so you can see the potential of the champion this way. We have Aslan here. He's a champion you can only use if you have a lot of Bannerlords on your team, mostly Taras and Marishka. So if you got a lot of them on your team, he can be a hell of a support, not letting your champions getting CC'd and things like that. Here we have Baron. Baron, it was the champion that dethroned Cupidus. When Cupidus, it was the most feared champion in the game, they gave a buff to Baron, and after the buff he got, he destroyed Cupidus. And he was the meta. For a period of time, he was the most powerful champion in the game. And he's still very powerful. His A3 can destroy a team because he ignores block damage, he ignores shields, and ignores 50% of the defense. So if you have the nuke in the right time, you win the battle just with him nuking. The problem is he's very squishy. He needs to nuke in the right time, so in a reaction and Stone Skin meta, you don't know if you're gonna be able to kill the champions. And he only has AoE on his A3. So if you do not kill the team, you're gonna take so long to kill the other champions with A1 and A2. That's why he's a very situational pick. It's good to see the other champions of the team. If they're squishy and things like that, you can try to boost them in one single blow. Or if you're facing a Helicat, he can ignore the block damage or the Alas, the new mythical. Cardiel. Cardiel is a very good buff because he has two roles. He can be a cleanser and he can be a light attack with a lot of buffs. And besides that, he can be in a lot of comps. So it's a very good champion that you can use on the live arena, but he's not the best. We have better attacks than him on the meta right now. Hegemon. These black eyes here were once the king of arena. He was the top champion of the game for almost a year. For almost a year, he was the most unique champion in the game. Everybody wanted him. He was like the most wanted and the most powerful. So right now he's a very situational pick. He's only on this 8 tier list as a situational pick because we have a speed meta right now being played on live arena. On people invest so much in speed, and some of the champions are squishy. So if you pick him as a last pick, maybe you are able to win the fight just with him nuking or controlling the entire team of your opponents. Just be careful with reaction and Stone Skin. That's the rule for most of the champions. Now we got Mighty Uko. Mighty Uko, you must have been pissed in some battles by this champion. Stone Skin, things like that, stole by this champion in the beginning of the fight. And you use him on stun set, so his AoE attacks stun most of the champions of your opponent and things like that. This champion is incredible. The only problem with him that brings him to the 8 tier is because he is very susceptible to polymorph. He puts a lot of debuffs in all his skills that are not the revive, but he still got a revive. That's a plus for him. That's what makes him 8 tier. Is only the polymorph that can affect him a lot. If not, he would be SS tier champion. Now we have Prince Kaimar, one of the kings of PvE. He could be right in the middle of Gnut and Akrisia as one of the kings of PvE, but in live arena material he's very good. He can be a situational pick in 2 builds. You can build him with a lot of resistance and use him to refresh your skills after being locked by a lock champion like Krixia or Yumek or Warlord, and it's a very good thing to do. And the other thing is very fast with a lot of accuracy and using his A2 to put the entire enemy team to sleep, and you can win the battle with this move. So he's a situational pick. Now we have Our Lady Chena. Chena could be an amazing pick if you pick her against double buff teams like Sifi or Lilitu, champions that put more than 2 buffs in every champion of the enemy team, because she will have a turn straight away and she can boost all the enemy team. She has the damage for that if you build her with good gear. She can't kill champions like Taras or Narcissus in a single blow because they're HP based, but she can kill almost the other champions of the team, so that's why she is a very good champion. A situational pick. Do not pick her as first nuker, pick her as last pick. All these picks here are mostly last picks. Now we got Necret. Necret would be SS tier champion if it wasn't for the meta right now. After the Mythicals and Narcissus came out in the game, Necret become a trouble for you, because if you do not play it right, the shield he puts on your team, because you usually play him with bolster, or the shield he puts on your nuka makes Narcissus kill it, and block revive or kill it through the shield and things like that. And that's just because of Narcissus. That was a champion that is been playing a lot on Live Arena. He's brought to A tier, not SS tier. If it was not for that, he would be SS tier because he gives a lot of protection to your team. Now we got a mythical champion, Arbais. Arbais is very good situational pick. She can use with a lot of champions. She can be troublesome. She has a speed aura with increased attack and increased accuracy, speed boost. So that's very useful. She can cleanse. She can remove the buffs of your enemy team and put revive on death on you with a passive that petrifies champions that attacks the champions under ally on death, revive on death. So she's very useful. And on her second form, she can put taunt and stone skin on herself. So single target champions suffers a lot to kill her. Things like Siegfried or Rotos that are extremely high usable on this meta. So that's why she's so good as last pick. She can counter a lot of things by herself. And now we have the winter champion, Tormin, that many of my friends left for me because I was unhappy to see him coming out of a void shard. Not because he's a bad champion. To be fair, he's one of the champions that I'm using the most on my account right now. But because could have been a Taras, but it's a Tormin. But Tormin is the top tier of situational picks right now. He is the best situational pick for this meta because we are on a speed meta. People invest so much on speed, and when you buff speed and things like that, put a lot of buffs on your champion, you can freeze. Tormin can win the fight before you even play. So that's why he's so good. And you have 2 builds or 3. You can build him. You can build him as a CC Tormin. You can build him as a nuker, full nuker, lethal or savage or something like that. Or you can build him half CC, half nuker with taunt or stump set, things like that. It can work. Now we got the S tier champions. Champions that are clearly powerful on Live Arena. The 4 last picks are the 2 new mythicals, the mythical from Cintranos and the new fusion. I don't know if they are really powerful yet because I did not test, but since they are mythicals, they could be. These champions are only here because I don't know yet if they're powerful or not. So I'm gonna put them here and wait. I will update this tier list after I test them, or after I see some tests of them. In the last position of the list, we have Mesomel, a mythical champion that can put block revive on her A3, and she can buff herself from attack, critical damage and critical hit. So she is an amazing champion. You can start the fight, kill the enemy nuker and win the fight. That's it. And she can do real good damage. That's it. She's very powerful. And on her second form, she ignores block damage and counter attacks with her A2 and A3. So she's a very useful champion. And we have something special here. Queen Eva in front of Mesomel. Because after last week's buff on Queen Eva, she's the new Mesomel. She does everything Mesomel does on the first form, but better. Queen Eva with her A2 right now, she can kill almost every single champion in the game and block revive on it. So right now, she's a beast for Live Arena. If you start the fight, speed her up with Shuzen or something like that, Arbiter, and you kill the nuker of your opponent, you won the fight. If he only got 1 nuker, because you will block revive, and she ignores 50% of the defense in a double hit with high multiplier. Bro, this is insane. I will make a video about her soon. Here in the tier, we still got Arbiter. Since the beginning of the game, she's a hell of a lady. She brings so much to utility for your team. She's a reviver, she's a speed booster, she's attack up, she can remove skills, she can take away some turn meter with A1 and things like that. That's why she stills a very powerful champion. It doesn't matter how much time has passed, she still's got everything on her kit, and she continues to be a very powerful champion. Use her in the right way and she will do more than the other revives we saw here. After her, we have Ragash. Ragash is one of the best defense-based nukers in the game. The only problem with him is his A2, before dealing the damage, puts a decreased defense. So it makes him susceptible to being polymorphed. That's why he's not higher on the list. That's why he's not SS tier. It's only because of that. Because in terms of damage, he can do really good damage. He has a very interesting kit and a very powerful A1. He can self-buff defense on him because of the A1 and things like that. He's a very powerful champion. And he increases even more his damage because of his passive. Here we have a surprise, another surprise, Inuit. Inuit is a very powerful champion right now because he can not right now, but he can put block revive on every single fucking skill he uses. Even if it's the effect of a blessing or a master deals 1 damage and kills a champion, he puts block damage. And that's amazing for the meta. You can start the fight, kill the champion like Mesomel and Queen Eva, kill the enemy nuker and win the fight. The only problem with him is his AoE does not hit that hard and he's a lot squishy. So he's not most powerful because he does not have a good multiplier on his skills, but he has one of the highest base damage of the game. If his multipliers were higher, he would be SS tier or even higher. And here we got Frony, an HP based mythical champion nuker. He's very good nuker on his first form. He's a mythical champion, so he has the option to use his second form if you get locked or something like that, run out of skills, cooldown, things like that. But on sustained fights for live arena, he can really do damage because you start to kill champions and get more HP and more critical damage, more HP, critical damage, and do a lot of damage. His A1, his A2 and his A3 does not hit that high, but as soon as the fight grows and he starts to kill champions, they will hit really high. So he's a very useful champion with very high status because he's a mythical. So if you have him, do not forget to use him because he's very useful. Now we got the 2 lockers of the game, most used for most of time, Yumeku and Warlord. They are S tier, not SS tier, after the mythicals are in the game. Right now we have a lot of mythicals that after they are in the game and they have a second form that's so powerful, they felt 1 tier in position. Before that they were SS tier champions. They can ruin the fight just to be there. If you start to get locked and you don't have your skills to be used, you won the fight. So they are very, very powerful. They still powerful, but you have to be careful while using them as your strategy based because of the mythical champions. Now we have Garou, attack based nuker mythical champion. She can deal hell of a damage on her second form. She's the fusion between Ronda and Leorius. So if she loses HP and she does the AoE, GG, you win. She will do incredible amount of damage. She's a hell of a champion and one of the best counters in the game to Harima. So explore your Garou. She's amazing. She's amazing. And you can use Slayer set on her. It's very good. Ronda in front of Garou. That's a free champion, a free login champion that was a part of an event some time ago. She can use very good amount of damage on her A2 and he has a multiple hit A1 and a not so decent A3, but she's very useful on live arena. One of the best champions, and she can kill the fight with her A2 because he blocks passive and she go through shields, and that's amazing. You can kill some champions that are protected or block some passives that could win the game, and you entirely kill it. If you kill a Marishka with her A2 and she does not revive the entire team, you won the fight. Things like that. She can deal the damage and she can do something other than the damage. That's why she's S tier champion, very powerful. Right now we got Georgid, our boy Georgid, one of the strongest champions in the game. He can pass through almost everything. His A3 and his passive are amazing. His A2 is amazing. His A1 is a beast. He's a hell of a champion. He is not in the highest tier here just because solo he is not that powerful. He needs some aid of his team, and that's why I brought him to the S tier, but he's crazy high in S tier, almost SS. He's the second highest champion on the S tier category. He deals a lot of damage, so build him with one of the best gears if you're in your account, if you have him. If you can pair him with Chosen or Necret, go ahead, do it and win battles. Now we have Ancora. Ancora is one of the newest champions in the game. She's the couple of Narcissus, and she's the top tier of S tier list. Why she's S tier list, not SS tier? Because there are better revives in the game than her, and she's SS tier when she's with Narcissus. When she's with Narcissus, she's SS tier champion. But solo, she's a S tier champion. She's a hell of a reviver, has a good passive. She has a good, useful A1, so she can do a lot for your team. Use her, and if you have Narcissus, pair them. They are SS tier couple. Now we got the SS tier champions. They're extremely powerful. They can win battles solo. Mikage, the free champion, mythical. She can do a lot of count control and the ally attack and things like that. She's amazing. She's a beast of a champion. If you can build her on Relentless and the Stone Skin or very fast gear, she is amazing. Abuse her crowd control, return meter control when she transforms. She can cleanse on her A2 if it's only one turn, debuff and things like that. So she is a hell of a champion. A hell of a champion. Right after her, we have something that's very troublesome. Most of people hate him, but we cannot deny he wins fights solo. That is Helicat. Helicat is one of the most powerful champions in the game because he can put block damage on your entire team, and every time they touch the block damage, he goes and counter attack, and he does fairly good amount of damage on his A1. That's what makes him so powerful. He protects your team, at the same time he is very offensive. So in the right team, picked in the right moment, you win solo because of Helicat. If you have a Helicat, do not miss him. Use him a lot, abuse him, win fights with it, and make your opponents very angry. Wukong, a recently fusion. He is amazing in two functions. He's a hell of debuffer. You can use him as a CC champion, and you can use him as a nuker. He has amazing nuking power with the A2. He can destroy the battle, and each build you use in doesn't matter if it's CC or damage dealing. He can win fights solo too because of the effects of his skills. The ship on his A2, on his A2, and the nuking power of his A2. Very, very powerful champion. Abuse him. And he has one of the most annoying passives of the game. Put him with UDK and you have a hell of a combo with two champions. Duchess. Duchess is one of the strongest champions in the game. She's a queen of arena since she was born in the game. She has been there and she stays there. She's an SS tier champion. She is an amazing revive. She revives the entire team with Veil and some HP and turn meter. She can protect the entire team with Veil. She is a hell of a tanky, and she has a very good aura. You can build her in so many builds. that prevents your team to die. So that's why she's extremely powerful. She's not the highest tier here just because right now in the new meta you do not pick her a lot because we have a very fast speed meta, and you always try to pick another champions that are better than her, but there is only a few of them, and you're gonna see them here in the higher parts of the list. But don't forget her. She steals amazing. She's one of the best champions of the game and can win battle solo. Narcissus, the new couple with Ancora, he's amazing. He's amazing. Solo, he's one of the best nukers of the game, HP based nuker. He can do very, very, very good amount of damage, one of the highest in the game, based on HP. And he has a lot of good effects on his passive and on his skills. Even more if he's with his couple that is Ancora. So he cannot be anywhere else than SS tier. By himself he's extremely powerful. If he's with Ancora, he's all about Arena tier. Alas, a new defense based nuker and HP based. Bro, do not forget about using this champion. He deals a lot of damage. He hits extremely good on his first form. He's very annoying. His second form can be very annoying too. If you have good gear, put your second best defense gear on this champion and he will deal a lot of damage. He can be your main nuker of your account, and he's a mythical, so he has a lot more status than the normal legendary champion. After him we have Chuzan, one of the most amazing champions in the game right now. She can speed up a champion and win the fight. If you start the fight, speed up a Queen Eva, kill the enemy nuker, you won the fight. If you start the fight, speed up the Siegfried of your team and make him use the lightsaber, you won the fight. She is amazing. She is top tier speed booster in the game. UDK. UDK is a very annoying champion. He can win battle solo because he counters every fucking single target skill in the game. If you have a single target skill that's not Arman's A2, A3, he can counters. So that's why he's so annoying, and he stays annoying for so long that win the fight because of him. That's why UDK is so extremely powerful in this game. Rutus, our blue boy that got like 10 nerfs and still extremely powerful. Rotos is one of the strongest nukers in the game. He's based on HP and attack. He can be extremely dangerous. So if you see a Rotos, you have to focus your team to deal with it. Otherwise, solo he can destroy your team. He can, with good RNG, things like that. Even without RNG, he can destroy your team by himself. So watch out. Use him. Use him in the right way. He's countered a lot by UDK, by Arbas, and by Harim. So watch out. But use him. He is a beast. He's still a beast. One of the top 10 trees. No, top 11 champions in the game. In front of him we have Gizmak, one of the new mythicals. This champion is a Russian brawler because as soon as the fight starts, he put HP burn on everyone. If he's not polybuffed, probably he will win because he deals a lot of effects. He deals a lot of damage. His first form can buff critical damage and critical hit on him. His second form can attack, put buffs that only he can put, buffs that only he can do. That's Pain Link. He can put unkillable on himself and ally protection on your team. He is a hell of a champion, and he's based on HP and defense. So right now he's a top 10 champion in the game for Live Arena. In front of him we have the Lizard, the beloved Lizard. This champion has one of the most incredible kits of the game. Every single skill of this champion is very powerful, even the A ones. On his first form, He can revive champions on his passive. He can gain status on his A1. He can boost your team and your attack and things like that on his A3. And he can remove buffs from the opponent team with his A2, block the buffs on yourself. On his second form, he becomes a nuker. So he has a block active skills on his passive if he kills someone, and he has an AoE on his A3 and A2, and a single target double hit on the A3 that steals turn meter. This champion is amazing. His kit is amazing. He has a speed aura. Put him Stone Skin Savage and be happy. He will win fights. A lot of them. After him, we got Krixia. Krixia is one of the most wanted champions in the game for many players. She is a hell of a champion. She is the new Yumeko / Warlord. She is the new best skill locker in the game. She can lock people and destroy the fight. And on her second form, she can reset your skills and destroy the fight again. And she does even more than that. That's why she's so powerful. In front of her, there's only one champion on SS tier, and it's Our Lady Marishka. She's a hell of a champion. Do I need to explain her? Because we all know, with Taras at her side, they're the most powerful couple in the game. Tiffy and Rotos and Narcissus and Nankora are very close to them, but they still the most powerful couple in the game. By herself, she's not. It's all about Arena Taya right now, because we have some mythicals and we got Narcissus. Narcissus, it was the responsible to drop her from the It's all about Arena Taya, because now he counters her a lot, and that's because of him that she dropped one tire. But she's still the top of SS tire here. She can revive your entire team if they are dead when she's killed. She can totally heal your team with the A2. She can cleanse and give turn meter with the A3 and bring an ally to attack with her if they A1. If Taris is on the same team, she's amazing and things like that. She can block bombs, put block damage and things like that. She is amazing. She still's amazing. One of our most wanted champions. And now we got the top of the top of the top. There are only 6 champions on this tier. It's all about Arena tier. The first one, we don't have difference between them. All of them are the strongest. So the position here doesn't matter for this rank at all. They are all incredible. So let's start with Hanima. Hanima is the strongest defense-based nuker in the game. Not because of the damage itself, but because of her passive. She can make your team survive, and she counters most of the nukers in the game. So she brings 2 things at the same time. She brings survivability and she brings damage. And as long as the fight goes longer, she becomes more powerful. That's why she's amazing. She's red affinity. She has a good passive against some factions. She destroys some champions like Rotos and other champions that are based on ignore defense skills. So that's why she is all about Arena. Sifi is the second best reviver in the game in my opinion. She's a hell of a tank. She's a hell of a speed booster. She has the most amazing A1 in the game. She can revive a champion with full turn meter and attack up and increase critical hit. She can put defense up and block buffs on your entire team and boost the turn meter. What more do you expect from a champion? And she has a passive with her interaction with her couple that is right below her. That is Rotos. And that was a coincidence, but it's right below her. She is amazing with Rotos. They are powerful couple. One of the best, if not the best. Depends on your opinion. In my opinion, it's Taras and Marishka, but she's the second one. And that's why she is on the top of the list. She is amazing. Right below her, Right next to her is Taras. Taras is the strongest HP nuker in the game, in my opinion. He has an amazing passive, amazing A2, amazing A3, amazing A1. He has a passive that with his couple, Marishka, makes him very hard to beat. He is one of the most feared champions in the game. He's a beast. If you do not know how to play against him, he will win the fight solo. And he's very destructible. His power escalates with the buffs of your team, so it can be very dangerous very fast. He hits for a certain amount of damage, you think get buffed, he hits again and it does double the damage. So he's very powerful. And he counters attacks, and his passive makes him so hard to kill. So he brings a lot of survivability to himself and a lot of danger to the other team. That's why he's so high in the list. Next to him, we have the champion that I say the mantra always: pick it or ban it, Armands. Right now, he's the top core of the meta. He is the new meta. He himself is the new meta. So if you do not ban him, you're gonna have to be prepared to face him. Otherwise, you're gonna lose. He can win the battle solo. His A2 control the entire team, turn meter and stun. His A3 transform anyone in chip. So it's very hard to deal with it. And he's a very fast champion. So be prepared to face him or you're gonna lose. So pick it or ban it. That's it. Right next to him is my two favorite champions. First of all, Galatier. Galatier, in my opinion, is the best reviver in the game right now. He cannot die from a single hit, only multi hits when in his first form. That's his passive. He can cleanse, put block the buff and heal, and turn mid boost on his A2. On his A3, he has a revive that's similar to Lilithus, put Veil on the entire team and some amount of HP and turn meter. That's his first form. He's amazing. And he can boost turn meter on his A1 AoE. On his second form, when he transforms, he converts all his resistance in accuracy, and he on the A1 takes away turn meter AoE. On his A2, he debuffs the entire enemy team and put block active skills. And on his A3, he puts decreased resistance and stun on the entire team. He is a hell of a champion. He is simply amazing. On Live Arena, I would say he's the strongest champion for Live Arena. That's my opinion. And I think many players will agree. He's the most broken champion right now, followed by the champions that are on his side, Armands and Siegfried. Siegfried is a mythical champion that after he got buffed, he deals the most incredible damage in the game. It's very good to see him doing damage because he do a hell of a damage. It's the highest damage I saw in the game outside of the PvE. So he is amazing. His A3 can destroy the battle. Use him with Shuzen and you probably won the battle if it's first. If you have the first turn and your opponent does not have stone skin on a single champion, he will break the other stone skins and win the battle. He's simply amazing, the best damage dealer of the game, and he still's got a lot of power on his A2 and his A1. And besides that, he will not die easily because of his passive. And besides that, he mythical form activates if he is the last one to be killed, giving you the chance of reviving your entire team with block damage. So he's simply amazing. Guys, the last 3 tires is all about Arena, SS tire and S tire. Be happy if you get any of these champions because they are amazing, extremely amazing. And with that, that's it. I hope some of you get some orientation for the arena with seeing this tier list. It was a long video, I know, but we talked about every single champion, saying his characteristics and things like that. So I hope it was useful for you, and remember,
It's all about Arena.